That's too much sauce. That's too much sauce. Protect Philippe, the plain one. That's too much sauce. Hermes in the aim. That's too much sauce. They let me know before I was famous. I had too much sauce. Audemars heel blow now.
What's my name? More money, more cash, more money, more cash, more money, more cash.
Welcome to week 14, guys, of our Madden career. We're facing off against the Steelers in this first game, but this actual game, while I recorded it, actually crashed. So I put together a highlight of the top plays and my 100-yard kick return for a touchdown in this one. Let's go ahead and check it out. Make sure you smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Now with that game, what it came down to was the fourth quarter. In the first quarter, nobody scored. In the fourth quarter, both teams combined for 43 points to let you know how this game went down. Now, obviously, we killed it with the running game, and Flacco had a good, efficient game. 11-17, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and Ben Roethlisberger, man, threw the ball 46 times for 331 yards. Now, the rushing side, of course, Le'Veon Bell is the Steelers running back, and he had a great game. 19 attempts for 108 yards, but I think I outplayed him. 22 attempts, 184 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So we have 3 games left in this season, and we definitely need to win them all if we want to at least get into the wild card to make the playoffs. So these last games, the Browns, the Colts, the Bengals, have to be W's. Now looking at the NFL MVP race, yes, you see my name at number 3. Only running back you see in the top 8. And that's a good feeling, man. But that lets you know right there, I still have a lot to get done. So in this next game against the Browns, at 1, we have to get the win. 2, we have to continue this streak of playing really, really well. And then 3, let's play some football, have some fun, man. Let's jump into it. Now, obviously, this is the AFC standings for the North. Bengals at first, Steelers at second, both tied with 8-5 records, and we're right there at third with a 6-7 record.
As we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with Joe Flacco and the Baltimore Ravens.
So we're starting this off 3rd and 4 in the first quarter. Right there, get a catch, get tackle at the 41. So we're picking up right where we left off. One thing about my game, I mean, that I've really surprised myself in is really the receiving game. And right there, Macklin with the reception, he gets a first down. My receiving game has really shown out and proved this is pretty elite as far as my position and as far as the skill-wise and numbers too. So far, I'm on my way to 1,000 receiving yards, and we still have 2 games left after this one. Right there with the play action, Joe Flacco, another pass and a possession catch. We get to the 9, 1st and goal. Now 4th and goal. We're going to try to run it here for the score. Can we do it? Or else it's turnover on downs, and we get correct. So it's turnover on downs. Nobody scores on that drive. right here we get the ball back after a turnover by the Bengals. And that's Wallace with the reception at the 45. So far it's 0-0 early in this first half, and nobody's really looking like they're going to score anytime soon. Right there, Flacco throws it up. And that's Perriman with the reception. So maybe I spoke too soon. Right there, we get to the 3-yard line and maybe can get a score here. 2nd and goal. I'm lining out as a receiver, going on the outside. And that's a reception down the middle to our tight end. And Flacco showing poise and patience in the pocket, the 3 Ps. And he throws that one. What a pass and what a reception in traffic right there. That's how we got to play, and that's how we got to continue to play if we want to win this game. So now in this possession, end of the 2nd quarter, we try to go down, see if we can score in the next 2 minutes. And it's a fumble and a sack. And luckily we do get the ball back, but that really messed our drive up. So with that one, we ended up struggling in the next couple possessions, and we had to go 3 and out. So now we're back. The Browns did end up getting a score, so now it's tied 7-7 in the end of this 3rd quarter. We're going to start running the ball, struggling early in this game as far as running. The Browns defense and defensive line really held it down and stopped me from getting a lot of yards. But in this 2nd half, we want to change that around and see if we could turn that up and start getting some yards on the ground. So far 15 rushes, 37 yards. Right here, we're going to try to get a 1st down on the rush, and we do. Barely make it. That's my 40th yard of this game. Not the type of rushing game I'm used to having. I'm usually having better rushing games. Right there, I get the reception. This game seems to be one of those games where I have a standout receiving game. And right there's my 1,000th receiving yard of the season. Just to let you know how skilled I am. Right there, the reception. I dive for it. Knock down the pylon. And that is a touchdown. First receiving touchdown of the game. After having multiple receptions, we finally knocked down one. And we get a good lead in this game. 1 possession lead. 1 touchdown lead, I mean. And right there showing off the dive to get the score. So our defense does a job and gets to stop. Under 3 minutes left in this 4th quarter. And we want to go ahead and run and waste the clock out, man. If we could at least get a field goal, we'll be up. A touchdown and a field goal, and that should be enough to win this game and continue the streak that we have going on right now. Right here on the rush, that's great blocking by the offensive line. And I get cracked, but we still get the 1st down, and I hold on to the ball. Definitely needed to focus on holding on to the ball because I fumbled the ball out this season. And right there, we get our 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. I mean, am I a receiver or a running back? And the Browns ended up getting a score, but it was a little bit too late. And we end up winning this one 21-14. Much needed victory. With this win, I mean, it pretty much gives us a chance of going on and getting to the wild card and getting to the playoffs through a wild card. So it's a much needed win, which we got. Now we got to focus on these next 2 wins. And really good performance by offensive line in this one. As you guys see, this game really came down to the rushing game. Both quarterbacks threw for about the same as far as passing yards, and I ended up just outrunning the opponent's running back. Now Joe Flacco, 16-21, efficient game, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, which is the most important thing. He did have a fumble, but I mean, we never turned over the ball. So that was the reason why we got ahead and got this lead and got this win. So for the Cleveland Browns, their running back Crowell, 9 attempts, 28 yards. Could have been better. I ended up with 26 attempts, 83 yards. Definitely not my best rushing game of the season. But receiving wise, 2 touchdowns, 7 receptions, 74 yards. And if we need these type of games for myself, these receiving games, in order to win, I'll gladly keep on doing it. Now looking at the overall in our conference, the Bengals are 9-5. Steelers lost the game, so they're 8-6, and we're tied 7-7. So we're getting close. If we could somehow get these last 2 wins, and the Steelers could lose when we may be tied for the wild card, and that might be our way into the playoffs. So thank you for tuning in. Next week, we're going to be playing against the Colts, looking to climb back and get into the playoffs. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button. Check out the playlist right now. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and your boy is signing out. Peace.
Look, I got $1 million schemes and $1 billion flows, $1 million schemes and $1 billion. I got $1 million schemes and $1 billion flows. I put my heart in this work, cause that's just all that I know. Look.